The US president may be enjoying a warm welcome from officials on his African tour. There's been more criticism than open arms from some locals. Trade unions and civil society activists rallied outside the parliament in Cape Town ahead of the US president's arrival. Demonstrators came out to criticize a whole range of the administration's politics, like crackdowns on whistleblowers, the failure to close Guantanamo and drone warfare. US aid to the continent has been slashed since he took office, while America's military activities have also stoked discontent. And some say his tour is driven more by Washington's geopolitical interests. Lawrence Freeman from Executive Intelligence Review magazine joins us live now for more perspective on Obama's visit. Thanks for joining us. Now, involvement in Africa is not something new for Washington, given its role in Libya 2 years ago to overthrow Colonel Gaddafi. So what can we expect from Obama's three-nation tour, do you think?
There's not going to be much accomplished. The purpose of the trip is not to help the African people, to help develop these African nations. This is a very calculated, glorified public relations tour to 3 countries. And most people in Africa are going to realize, and do realize already, that this country is doing nothing to help their continent. And what they do know is that the overthrow of Colonel Gaddafi, led by Obama and NATO, has been a catastrophe for North and West Africa in supporting various elements that have now allowed the destabilization of many of these countries, especially with the arms and the flow of Tuaregs and terrorists coming out of Libya. So the African people are not pleased or happy with President Obama, and he's going to offer absolutely nothing except maybe entice some private sector companies to make a few investments. But this is really pathetic in terms of what Africa needs.
And to what extent is this more about China's influence there? Well,
there is this silly notion in the U.S. that somehow China is our competitor in Africa. But in fact, what China has done over the last recent period, 5-10 years, is invest massively and construct all types of infrastructure projects throughout many African countries, totaling tens of billions of dollars per year. So the U.S. has stopped doing that 40 years ago. The U.S. does not build infrastructure. The U.S. does not provide government-backed investment in the kinds of projects that are necessary for the people of Africa. We've done nothing to, for example, develop water management in the Sahel. We've done nothing to develop the agricultural capability of these regions. And therefore you have the spread of terrorism, you have the spread of insurgency, because you have these alienated youth who see no future because their economies are dying. In fact, Obama's done less than George Bush and less than Bill Clinton, even though he's called the son of Africa. So he has a record of failure, and in fact, he's been supporting destabilization, such as the overthrow of Gaddafi, which has actually worsened the conditions throughout Africa.
And in terms of visits, I mean, he had one brief visit to Ghana in 2009, and now this short tour. Why only that? Why not more?
Because he's not really concerned. I mean, in 2009, he spent less than 24 hours and made one speech in Ghana. Here he's visiting 3 countries, Senegal, South Africa, and Tanzania. He's avoiding going to other countries, such as Nigeria, such as Mali, many other countries that are on the spotlight right now. And he doesn't have anything to offer them. The United States, the transatlantic community of Europe and the United States, the financial system is collapsing. You see this throughout Europe. We're seeing it in the United States. We're dying economically, politically, and culturally. So we have no vision, we have no future. Obama cares nothing about the welfare of the African people, as he cares nothing about the welfare of people in the United States. And in fact, he's supporting a British policy of genocide throughout Africa by allowing these destabilizations and allowing hunger and shortages of food and medicine to kill Africans in large numbers. And this is something that could be corrected and changed if we had a policy to do that.
Okay, Lawrence Freeman from Executive Intelligence Review magazine. Thank you.
Thank you.